There we go. Okay. What Richie Rich. Make sure that's working. Oh no, I can hear myself. That's not good. Okay. So it is cold in Wisconsin today, so I decided to put on my pajamas. Whoop. I'm a Wookie. So today I'm going to be working on what I was working on last night. Didn't do a stream for it or anything, but I've been working on BleemSync Central, which is the database that backs the automated scraping of titles and everything. And I'm basically rewriting it from the ground up. And the reason I'm doing that is because if we look at the data here, previously I was only grabbing the serial title, date released, publisher, developer, and then the amount of players. I wasn't grabbing like the region it was released in, and I wasn't grabbing like all of the things like, is it officially licensed? How many memory card blocks does it use? Multi-tap, link cable, vibration compatible, analog compatible, digital compatible, light gun compatible. And basically, BleemSync Central was only set up to do PlayStation games, and it was doing it in a really bad way. So now we basically have a model. If I can find out where that is. That's called base game. It's got some basic things in here that are going to be working, or that are going to be on all games, whether it's PlayStation or PSP or non-PlayStation stuff like the NES, N64, that type of shit. And you'll have like genres. If I go into the database, I can look and see all the genres that were pulled in from the scrape that I did. A lot of these have to be merged together, but I can handle that some other time. And then the other thing I added was a login system. So previously, BleemSync Central has just been a database where you can hit it with a specific URL. It's going to give you JSON back, and that JSON is used in the interface to give you back to load in the data into the form. So it pre-populates the game, as well as the cover and everything like that. So moving forward, what I want to do is I want to open this up to everybody. So if there's something wrong with a title or a description, or game needs to be added or something like that, it's going to be all crowdsourced. So that should be pretty cool, and that's what we're going to be working on today. I just got to remember what I was doing last night. Right, okay, so one of the things that needs to be done is the games have to be, or have to allow revisions. So if someone edits a game, I don't want to overwrite the main data from the game entry. I just only want to update the fields that they update. And I also want those to be approved by moderators, so that you can't just go in and it's like Wikipedia. You gotta Wikipedia. You have to have a moderator that allows your edit to go through. And since this is a highly customized system, we have to basically code this from scratch, which isn't a big deal with .NET. So, what do I want to do here? I made that revision model. I just want to see where the web interface is at. I don't think I did anything with it yesterday, other than just listing the games and their serial number, which there's 8,000 of them pulled out of the database. Don't limit, da-da-da. Let's see, ID. Yeah, there's 8,691. So we have to somehow display that in a way that makes sense. And as of right now, this is totally not the way to do it because... Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't apply database update. Head migration. What do I want to call this? And game revision. That's not right. That's missing stuff. That's missing stuff because I need to add it to the database context. The database context lives in PlayStation Central data, which is conveniently located here. Public punlick public db set what do we call that? Game revision. Game revisions. How convenient. And we're just going to do a public virtual by collection game revision. I'm going to call this revisions so that it'll lazy load when we need to. Now we can do add migration game revision. Oh, that looks fine. Indexes, drop tables, wonderful, wunderbar. Update the database. See, I keep getting this error. It's probably something with the scaffolding didn't complete properly, but whatever. Let's see if that applied. It did not, because it's not going to let us get past that one thing. Unless it is. Did add is active? It did not. Okay. So we need to figure out in which migration. It's probably this add identity. ASP.NET roles, create table. Or is it going to be in migrations in Seed. Seed. Nope. This is the wonderful thing, I tell ya. This game is So we're gonna look back in here. We're gonna look at designer. Identity role. That's probably going to be in this file here. ASP.NET roles, constraints. Plan, line 62. See, I wish it would, like, it's not going to throw me in. Oh, wait, here we go. What happens if I do this? I hate when I do that. Windows D is somehow, like the Windows plus D key is right next to Control S. And it's probably the most annoying Windows feature, if you even want to call it that. Okay, so why are you even trying to apply this update? And also, if you do Windows D, this is the fun part. It'll really screw up your windows if you've had your computer on for a long time. You can only get to them by minimizing your other windows. It usually seems to be Visual Studio, but that might just be like survivor bias, I guess, if you want to call it that. Alright, let's see. Oh, no, migrations have been applied, so it's trying to apply all of them. That would make sense. We don't want it to do that. Let's just try dropping these tables. Right, I can't do that. Why can't it do that? A foreign key constraint failed. I have no foreign keys between the application user or roles or anything like that in any of my models except for the gamer vision. But gamer vision has not been applied yet. So, where is it failing? It is failing because it is not. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's do this. I'm gonna have to run this thing again anyway. Let's just drop all of them. Wow, I really slurred my words. Really slurred my words there. I've only had one beer. Half a beer. Unknown table. Why is there unknown table? Oh, because it secretly actually deleted it. I hate MySQL Workbench. It's almost as bad as something else that's bad. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Origin, let's say that. See how bad Origin is? It doesn't even. Yeah. All right. That's annoying. Refresh. There's all of our tables. Do we have game revisions? We have game revisions. Look at that. Oh, you know what it is? It's I know what that is because I'm doing ensure created instead of database migrate. Migrate. Like that. That's what needs to be done. Because migrate will apply the migrations. Ensure created will just make sure those tables are there. But it won't create the tables. It won't apply the migrations if the tables have already been created. That makes sense to me. For key constraint is improperly formed. Incorrectly formed. Okay, so let's see what it actually migrated. Because I guarantee you it didn't do anything. Or it did something and I'm talking on my ass. Let's go with the latter. Ah, okay. So it applied the migration for identity. It did not apply the migration for let's see. We are talking about the seed migration that's in data. We're just gonna start over with migrations here. It doesn't really matter. We're not deploying live yet. I can do whatever the fuck I want with this. Yeah, let's just get rid of that right there. Let's do and migration seed. I can close Microsoft Teams. I'm not working right now. Okay, wonderful. To add all of our, yep, look at that. Revisions, yep. Okay, did it apply the migration yet? We need to drop all these first, don't we? We can't. Why can we not? Oh no, oh, this is, see, MySQL Workbench. You do everything but work. So you're just MySQL bench. It's like that one bench that everyone stands on. Or like has just got beer spilled on it. Nobody wants it. It's not even good for your ass. Alright. There is our perfect. And this is gonna actually give us games now, but it's not really going to, because I need to run the data migration, or not the data migration, I guess you could call it data migration. It's really scraping from, yeah, we could probably run this at the same time. We want PSX Data Center Scraper, debug, .NET. What's the .NET command? .NET lemsync.scraper.dll. And this will go through, and I downloaded PSX Data Center data locally. I've got a little web server running, so it's really just scraping off my local host. It makes it a lot faster, and it stops hammering their servers. I'm pretty sure they blocked me for it, but yeah, hopefully this will run pretty quick, and it'll run in the background, and we don't really need to do anything with this for a while, but we can work on other stuff while we do that. See, it's loading in perfectly fine. Oh, this is only the Japanese releases. Cool. Oh, if you have no video, that's strange. Reload your browser, I guess, because I think it's working fine. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay. And we dropped that, we dropped that, we dropped that, we dropped that. Oh my lord. Yeah, we don't want a regex. Okay. So, hopefully this won't error out on us. So I just upgraded my machine because I was having problems with performance. I bumped my memory up to 32 gigs. And I'm already using 75% of it. I was consistently hitting about 98, 99% previously. So like when I ran .NET stuff, the garbage collector was running like all the fucking time. Okay. Games count 0. Why is that? That's strange. Context, PlayStation games where G is active. Oh, are these inserting not as active? I bet you that's what's happening. So we need to make that change. Yeah, is active is 0. That might help. Really? Oh, come on. You can't even change a 0 to a 1. I guarantee you it's because they're doing it as text and won't even throw you the right damn error. God, MySQL Workbench, you piece of shit software. Alright. So let's just say not active. I probably should have ran the US one. It takes about a quarter of the time. Few games. 2,398. That's kind of what we're looking for. not lying, they pull in. It's pretty quick too. For 2,300 games anyway. Okay. So what we need to build is we need to build the moderation queue somehow. Or not the moderation queue. We need to be able to edit a game, save it as a revision. Yeah. We also need an edit view, which we can do by just going like this, going into our views inside PlayStation. We can add a view. We want to add. I don't like the way that it generates code for me. I'm on natural. Let's see. Edit.cshtml. And we're going to take these top. Well, let's take this whole thing out of here. Why not? Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. And we'll do model, not enumerable, but a game. And we'll do game revision. And we'll get rid of this. Do we want to do that? Huh. I hadn't thought about that. That's strange. Let's try this. Let's do that. And we'll do text box. Just before title. Text box before. I don't even know all the fields on this thing. Let's see. Base game. Boom. Want that. Want that. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle genres yet. They need to be a drop-down and not like publicly editable for some reason or somehow. Because I would imagine when we scrape this whole thing and we get all the genres, that's going to be pretty set in stone. But we'll say text box needs to be for developer. Or publisher. I could totally see developer and publisher being a drop-down as well, with like a little add new type of dealio onto it, because that would just make sense. I'm going to need a text box for now, but I need to make this. Eventually, when I get the UI updated, we'll have an actual date picker working. Region needs to be a drop down. Public there. Text box. ESP4 layers. And the same thing with the ESRB rating and the descriptors. The descriptors for both PEGI and ESRB are definitely going to be drop downs because those are kind of set in stone. I'm going to do checkbox. ASP4 officially licensed. Yeah, you know what? We don't need to do game revision. We can just do game as the model. Do hidden ASP4 ID. Because what we'll do is when we submit this, text equals save. What was I saying? Oh, when we save it, we'll get the ID out of this and we'll automatically make a revision. So people don't have to worry about that. Or like we don't have to worry about that in the view. Because the service should always handle stuff like that. Because in reality, if the user was authenticated, we could use the same view and let admins like just edit the game without having it enter the queue or anything like that, which would be a nice feature. So let's do, I want to open up a game here, put this in this window, and we'll do that, 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 that. Okay. And we'll go into the controller. Service get game ID, return view game. That's fine. Phrases. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thanks for the goodwill. Try not to overwork myself. Last night I was up till 5, but that's a completely different reason. I couldn't fall asleep. I had to take NyQuil to fall asleep. We're going to make a new function inside of the service called public. We'll make it void for now. Size game. And we'll do context.add. We'll say our revision equals new game revision. And we'll say game. And we'll say get game.b. This is super hacky. I'm already not liking this. Submitted on equals date time dot now. Submitted by equals HTTP context, no. And we'll figure out. And we'll do revision equals game. Original game ID equals game.id. Game.id equals null. 0. Let's try that. Context.add game. Context.save changes. This is super messy. I don't even know if it'll work. Revision equals game. Game equals blah. We'll do context.add revision. Save changes. Like that. And I'm gonna only do like an hour stream today. I'm at 37 minutes right now, so because I got some Echo 10 stuff to work on and some people to talk to about that, and then gotta have some dinner and watch some TV and relax a little bit and get to bed early tonight. That's fine. PlayStation edit. What's a game we can edit? Let's just try one. Hey, look at that. It's got our stuff in it, but it's not populating the fields. Game. Get game ID. What are you, Mr. ID? Service get game ID. Oh, you know what? The same thing where we didn't, I really need to fix that. Once these stop importing. Oh, they're done. Cool. So do this. And we'll do update set is active equal to 1 execute. That execute properly, I can't tell because my SQL works. Preferences SQL editor. Where's preferences? It's definitely not an option that's available from the very top. Because why would it be? That would only be user editable and user friendly. SQL editor. Okay, you can go away now. Oh, now I have to reconnect. Thank you for that. God, this program. Okay, it can load up all the... It loads up all the tabs I had open, but it doesn't open the one I just had open. Why can't you just... Beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. And this program has been like this for the last 15 years that I've used it. Okay. Now that I'm done bitching. Do we have our game? We have a game. And that is our game. Alright. And there's no labels on any of these things, which is fine. To be expected. Test version. Ah, you know what I didn't do? Silly Pat. Form method. Post. Gotta have a form in order to submit your shit. He was sitting there staring right at me. I think I read that line too. Yeah, that stinks. $150 for a PlayStation Classic. I paid $100, and I probably wouldn't pay that again, just because they're dropping down to like 25 in some places. But I got 3 of them now. One's broken, but I have 3 of them. Game edit, boom. Post version. Game. That's our thing. Does it have our version in there? It sure does. Now we want to see, did it make a revision and did it add a new row onto the bottom of MySQL database? Because it shouldn't have edited anything. Select rows. We have a revision submitted on. It has no game ID. Oh. That's fun. Let's see. I'm not even that big of a Jurassic Park fan, and for some reason, whenever I'm streaming, that song gets stuck in my head, and it comes out of nowhere. Not that I thought that Jurassic Park was, like, bad by any means. I thought it was pretty good. It's just, out of all the Spielbergian things, it's not up there, I guess. I don't know. Let's try this again. And we're going to get our view back. And we're going to do this. We're going to like that. I'm going to hit save. ID is that. Okay. Now our original game ID is 1. Add game, blah, blah, blah. Game. Oh, I should have checked to see if this game was updated. It's number 1. Our version is set to nothing. And we're saying to don't limit, so we should be able to drag this all the way down and see our little update here. And it's there. The description was wiped out because our field was blank, or we didn't pull in that field. Our test version is there, which is correct. And everything else got nulled out, as it should. As expected. Yeah, thanks. Like I said this at the beginning of the stream when nobody was watching, but it's cold in Wisconsin, and I don't have any pajamas other than my Chewbacca onesie, so that's my excuse. Revision ID is 0. Oh, because I'm dumb. Okay. And this also needs this needs original game ID. So now what I'm really confused about is why does the revision why is that not populated here? Like, why is that not a column? Game ID, but no revision. Because we have a game revision, it has an ID and it has a key, so it should be AutoBleem is done by another set of developers. Their scope for their project is a little more focused on the PlayStation Classic. They're doing some good work, but it's just not, they're not doing it in a way that I think is going to be sustainable or that is going to make I see it the same way I see Hackchi. Hackchi is a great application for just adding games onto your SNES Classic and NES Classic, if that's all you want to do. And yeah, I can install mods and all that stuff. What I'm talking about specifically is where BleemSync excels, which is we essentially want to be how you hack your Classic. Whether it's the NES Classic, PlayStation Classic, SNES Classic, Commodore 64 Classic, Mini, whatever you want to call it. And then potentially other systems in the future that aren't just classic systems. And then just giving you a nice interface where you can just like I'm really doing this because I'm so sick of having systems where like I hate using Hackchi because it's you drag in the game. You have to make sure that the command line is right. You have to make sure that you insert the cover properly. You have to make sure that all the titling is proper. Like, it should just do that for you. There are people who are going to want to customize their covers, and that's fine. We can allow them to do that. But I don't want to enter any of that information. I have better things to do with my time, like actually playing the games, which I usually never end up doing because I take on projects like this. So, that's my rant. What was I doing now? Oh, okay, that's just editing. Okay. Save. Revise game. Okay. Fingerprint. Okay. So game.id is going to be 0. Oh. It's negative. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Negative 2 trillion? Billion? Negative 2 billion. 32-bit. Alright. Revision. Blank revision equals game ID is 4778 or 4788, which is correct. And then our original game ID is going to be 1. So when we add revision, which has no ID, it has a revision like that. we hit continue. It's going to bump us back. And we should have a couple entries at the bottom here. Maybe not. Oh, because it didn't act. It's not going to be set to active. That makes sense. That's what we wanted it to do. Okay, we're going to do this. So 4788 is the thing that we edited. We have a test version. So we're basically just looking to make sure that that field's saved because that's the only thing that we changed. And we are looking for game revisions, which just created one that, oh God, that's so annoying. I don't think my model is correct. We can fix that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to retitle this. I'm not going to call it a game revision. I'm just going to call it a revision. I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to have basic fields on here. First, mid, by, on, approved, and rejected by and on. And then we're going to call this an abstract class. Not mapped. Because we don't want it to have its own table accidentally. And we're going to go to database context. We're going to change this to models.PlayStation game revision. And yes, that model doesn't exist yet, and that's hunky-dory in my opinion. So we're going to do an add new item. We're going to do a revision, and we're going to extend revision. And we're going to say public virtual game public virtual game revised game. Seems pretty simple, right? We're going to rename this to revision. And the reason for this is we can also then use this abstract class for other things than just games. We could do a disk revision. We won't do that, but we could. We could also do descriptor revisions, stuff like that. This is going to get really hairy, and this is going to be, this probably won't be ready by 1.1 whenever we decide to do that, and I will probably shelve it for a while, but I need to start taking steps to getting to the point that I needed to get to, because it's a very large application, this BleemSync Central data editing. Do I want to call that game revision, or do I just want to call it revision? Yeah, I'll call it game revision for now. Okay, so that gets me there. Where does that get me now? I need to do add application refactor revisions. That's kind of a, how do you refactor a revision? Is it not already a can't do that. Public virtual collection game revisions get set. Okay. New game. There we go. We're coming up on an hour, so I'm just going to make sure that this works, and then I am going to shut off the stream because I need to eat. Unable to determine the relationship represented by the navigation property game.revisions of type iCollection game revision. User manually configure or ignore. You don't want to do that. Oh, because this is going to be, no, we already changed that. Ah. That's a toughie. Because we have a base game, or because we have a game here, it's mapped here. And any framework, I'm pretty sure you can only link like this to this, and this to this. You can't do this to this, and this to this, and this to this, and this to this. Let's see. Let's just change this to an int, because that's, I feel like doing it. Public int game. It's kind of a crappy way to do that, but then you don't get lazy loading, and lazy loading is fun. It really is. Okay, that's gonna fail because my PlayStation service is wrong. This technically does save on processing, so database transactions rather. This is the only Switch game I've bought, Super Mario Party, and I was just talking about this in the off-topic chat. I wasn't like super happy with it at all. It's kind of boring. Also, I love that the game comes with a, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It comes with a cancer and reproductive warning. That's version 2. Save. Revise game. Up, up. And it's probably going to let me revision. Because I don't think oh no, I did apply the migration. Okay, game ID. Revise game. Okay, now if we do this. Oh, that doesn't exist anymore. Because it's under PlayStation games revisions. So it's got the game ID. It doesn't have the revised ID. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do the same thing for that, which is kind of shitty. Because it can't do that relationship properly, but that's fine. Test version 2, blah, blah, blah. So, if I do this, it's kind of breaking everything that's wrong, or everything that's right with Entity Framework, but and I'll probably fix this later on, but I don't feel like doing it. Revise game ID. Now if we go to the PlayStation service, game.id. So what this is going to do is when you edit a game and you save it, it's going to make a revision of it, which basically inserts a new game into the database, makes it inactive, and then makes a new game revision. Ow, that's a razor blade. God damn it. It makes a new revision, and then it links you to it makes a link between the two games, so that when somebody goes into the moderation queue, we can just we can get the list of revisions, and just go through each one and like approve. And then when that's approved, we can then go and like edit the original game then, which will be really nice. So this might not be as far off as I think it is, but to get everything polished and to deploy it and get all the games working, and I hate data migrations. I've been doing data migrations at work for the past 6 months. I'm good at them now, but I hate them. Test version 3, save. Aha, because we didn't add a migration. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. We have our game ID, the revised game ID. And we have the revision. Let's test revision 3, save right there. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to call it for tonight. Thanks for watching. We set up a link between a game revision and a game. And successfully inserted the revision. So next time I pick this up, I will be going through and possibly making the moderation queue and actually building that out and building the forms for the editing and making sure that works. And then from there, I'll have to go and add more fields for like drop downs, and I'll actually have to craft what the field will be built as in the UI and how it'll be handled from a data standpoint. And then we can build out that form and make it look pretty. So, yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'm going to go eat.